And so this video begins by leaving the state of Tennessee, entering the great state of Kentucky via the Cumberland Gap Tunnel. This is my first time doing this. Check this out. Where am I? There we go. Just about a mile long. Welcome to the great state of Kentucky. And as soon as you exit the tunnel, the first option to get off is right here, the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park. This is actually the parking lot before the Visitor Center. And right there is the Visitor Center. Although the park is open, the Visitor Center is not open just yet. There's a cabin out here. Let's take a look at this. Old Kentucky cabin. And out beyond the cabin, in the middle of this field, over there by the tree line, wild turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. New shirt alert, hot off the press. Bought it last night at my local Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's Halloween 2025. The t-shirt, check that out. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I am Tampa J. Thanks for clicking on the video. Guys, I am heading to a dark ride coal mining attraction called Portal 31. Portal 31 was the name of this coal mine. It used to be an active coal mine, and today, and I think from the last like 20 or 30 years, I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out when I get there, it has been a dark ride attraction. We are going to get on a mining cart and we're gonna take a tour inside a real life coal mine. And I saw an image of this place and it looks kind of creepy, it looks kind of spooky. We're going to see life-size mannequins, coal miners, and they're going to give us an educational tour as we're riding this little train. It's basically a little train through a real life coal mine. Dark ride, caves. This is exciting. This is all the stuff that I love. Roadside attraction. It is in Lynch, Kentucky, about 70 miles from here, so I got a little bit of drive. Wanted to start here right as we enter the great state of Kentucky and the Cumberland Gap. Very historic place. Look forward to coming back here sometime. A lot of history in these parts. I know I had ancestors that came through the Cumberland Gap many years ago. Really grateful to be living in this area. There's just so much to do. Little did I know that I could ride a train through a coal mine until a couple weeks ago. So I had to make this like happen very soon after I discovered it, and I hope you enjoy my adventure today vicariously. Thank you so much for watching, always sticking with me. Let's go I want to say much ahead and much inside, maybe much below. Here we come, Portal 31. And 6 minutes, 3.5 miles. I'm taking a left here. Check this out. Big bear and a sign that says Portal 31. Okay, a little pit stop here off of Highway 160 here in Kentucky. We are 3 miles from Lynch, Kentucky, from Portal 31. This is Benham, B-E-N-H-A-M. This building you see down here on the other side of the highway, that is the Kentucky Coal Mining Museum. It's pretty big. It's 3 stories. Also, there's an old general store. Just wanted to show you that this is also a coal mining town. I saw a lot of old houses that most likely belong to coal miners. Parked here beyond this park, up the hill, a historic schoolhouse. Look at this. It's in good shape, and also there's an old church right up the hill there. And check this out, a nativity scene. Looks really old. Got the cross in there, got the little cow. And we have made it to Lynch. Check out this old building here. It says Lynch Chapter EK. I'm sure someone knows what that acronym is. Looks like an old high school. All right, guys, check this out. Almost to Portal 31. This is part of the old coal mine. Coal tipple, the original structure, which consisted of the concrete bin seen here and an additional 60-foot high steel superstructure atop concrete, was the largest coal pipe in the world when completed in 1930. This was the old bridge. Look, you gotta watch your step here. Check this out. That thing looks like it's gonna fall in. Pretty fascinating that they used to store coal right here. And at one point it was the largest in the world. Look at this, wow. Waterfall, and there's also an abandoned building right there too, part of the old mine. Okay, this is exciting, this is beautiful. I can imagine walking around in there, it would be very dangerous, very dangerous. It says that this was the old city water plant. In 1933, the wells which supplied the town of Lynch and Company mines were not producing enough water. Land was acquired on Lewis Creek in Letcher County for a filtration plant, and 20,000 feet of 8-inch pipe was ordered. So you can see some of the, oh wow, check this out. Yeah, it's an old water treatment plant right there. Okay, this is the actual plant right here. Abandoned plant, water treatment plant, and abandoned coal mine plant. There's the old smokestack there. All right, so if you follow this right here, it leads us to the mine. Imagine all the coal that came over this road right here, straight ahead, Portal 31. Portal 31. There's a lot of stuff to see. Oh, right over there. That's where we enter the mine. Okay, let's park. All right, folks, so I have parked in the parking lot of Portal 31. There's a lot of stuff going on around here. Across the way, there's a coffee shop, which I'll probably visit after we're done with the tour. Across the road, I see an old the Lynch train station. Maybe we'll check that out as well. It also smells like, I smell like sulfur. A lot of sulfur. So this over here is the Portal 31 Lamphouse. They're doing some construction. And this is where we enter to pay up for the tour. And this was a legit Lamphouse for this coal mine. It says Lamphouse number 2 right on the door. And then right out to the left, check this out, is where we will be entering today. Portal 31. Looks like this mine was constructed in 1920. And so you can see what's going on here. You see this little train track? There must be a tour inside right now because I don't see one of the carts. This is freaking epic, dude. We're going in there. I can't believe this is a thing. This is so cool. Dark ride inside a real life mine. You see this smokestack right there? That was right over there. That's that smokestack. And that's what used to be right next to it. That's incredible. This was taken, doesn't say, oh, this was actually taken September 1st, 1920. Here's also an old mining cart. It's got like a scoop on the front, and there's the signage by the road. Portal 31 Underground Mine Tour. And according to the sign here, this mine was built because of World War I. They needed a high-grade coal for munitions, and it says that over 5,000 miners, and included a tipple that could load 25 tons of coal a minute, enough to fill 700 railroad cars per day. Mine 31 was the most productive coal mine in Lynch. That's really nice. And there's the old photo there. That looks like 1920s to me. Welcome, Portal 31, erected with appreciation and memory of all individuals and organizations that have made this once dream become reality. There's a lot of stones down here. It looks like a memorial, maybe some patrons in memory. Looks like these were miners, a lot of names. And then between these two coal mining statues, okay, these were all fatalities. All the men who lost their lives mining coal in the Lynch district. Wow, that's a lot of people. And it starts in 1918 all the way to 97. Wow, that's incredible. And I did read that a lot of people think that this mine, or say it is haunted. Check this out. Looks like someone dumped a bunch of coal right behind the memorial. That's really neat. United Mine Workers of America, 1920 to 1960. John L. Lewis, Local 7425, District 19, established April 26, 1937. I wonder who this man was. He was obviously of some very extreme importance to have his own memorial erected here. That's really nice. All right, guys, it's just shy of 11 o'clock. The Portal 31 opens every day at 10 a.m. and goes till 5. And it looks like they're open Tuesday through Saturday, closed Sunday, Monday. All right, so little did I know you were supposed to book a reservation. I talked to the gentleman and he kindly let me know that it's a reservation. When I was looking on the website, I must have just looked it over. So you gotta have a reservation. But he said that if they have room, he's gonna let me on because I traveled so much. Oh wow, this is it right here. This is cool. All right, so, oh, you got room? Thank you. All right, awesome. All right, so I barely made this tour. Thankfully, they had room for me. I didn't know you needed a reservation. The gentleman was very nice, let me to come on this. This is cool.
I'm Mike McKenzie. They call me Mac for short. I'll be your guide for today. Up front is our motorman. He's driven this route so many times that he could do it with his eyes closed. This is a good thing because it gets pretty dark back in some of these tunnels. But don't worry, he's got it under control. Now, just so you'll know, we'll be going not just through the mine, but back in time. This mine opened in 1917. The mine in the surrounding town of Lynch was built by a company called U.S. Steel.
All right, so about ready to start the tour. So it's gonna be about 36 minutes. Here we go. This is exciting. The largest coal mine in the world at one
Today,
point.
we're going to visit some of the miners and see how coal mining has changed over the years. Our first stop, 1919. We're going to pay a little visit to one of the miners. His name is Joseph Marcelli, and he immigrated here with a lot of other miners from Italy and over 32 other countries. They came here looking for a better life.
There he is.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Mary, let's take a little break. Coming to America, it was a good thing I did. Even so, it was hard. So many, Mama, Papa, Giuseppe, Amelia, they are still in Sicily. I'm afraid I will never see them again. But my darling Maria and the Bambinos, they won't have to live the way we did there. Back home, we work all day in the fields, in the hot sun. The bosses, the Gabellotti, stood over us with guns, and each harvest they cheated us out of the grain we grew. And when the wheat prices went down, we starved. They treated us like animals, worse than animals. But here in America, it's good. So what if I have to buy my own tools and kaplan? The work, she is steady. The mine, she is cool and safe. You see to that, don't you, cantante? As long as I can hear your song and know I'm safe.
Hey, Joseph, did your lights go out too?
That's awesome.
Not to worry, my young friend.
It isn't just picks and shovels anymore. Now, there are undercutters to cut into the coal seam. It's a process called conventional mining, and it's got 4 steps. But let's let Joseph explain them to you. Today, he's training a couple of new workers, and one of them just happens to be his own son, Tony.
Let's check out the screen. That's cool.
I sure hope that Brady learns how to stay on the top. He hits so much rock, he's wearing down these bits something fierce.
You'd think he would have learned that by now.
Oh well, old dogs and new tricks. Boy, boy, Jim, I'm beat. Am I ever glad this shit's almost over? By the way, I heard somebody at lunch say that maybe we're done with continuous miner in this section.
That's right, Billy. This section's pretty well mined out, so we're gonna move it to number 3 heading tomorrow.
As a matter of fact, that sound you hear now is the continuous miner at work in the next tunnel. It's pretty noisy, so be ready. But don't worry, we'll be safe.
Reminds me of Total Recall.
There, Ben. Hold it there. Okay. I got my side brakes. You get yours.
Roof falls have
Kinda
always been a
creepy.
major cause of death and injury. These new roof bolts are steel.
I'm trying to talk some sense into him. The knucklehead won't admit that joining the union has been a good thing. Ever since we signed with the United Mine Workers in '37, we've had better, safer working conditions, not to mention better pay.
Yeah, when you are working. We had 6 strikes this year. I don't call being out of work. On strike wages, good pay.
But now we got a chance of moving up. Before the union, there was no way management was going to let a colored man do anything but junk work. But with the union, I've got a chance. If I can do the job, I can make a better wage.
Oh,
See you tonight at the game?
I'll be there. I'm gonna see that new picture they got from Gary. I hear he's something.
Boy, do we need it. It's about time somebody showed us what to get on. Then we get us 3 days time.
You better believe we're gonna break that streak.
see the cold
Got that
moving?
right. You know these 9-hour shifts are great.
This is so
I
cool.
haven't got time to do stuff. I go to baseball games.
Unless you're also stuck in the night shift.
But we won't have those shifts forever, not once in a while, though.
Yeah, thanks to the union. Company never would have done it on its own. Shorter days, hospitalization.
Oh. Going backwards. All right, moving a little bit. Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool. So cool.
This isn't the end of our story, but rather the beginning. Some becoming miners themselves, some seeking other opportunities in the Cumberland area and in the cities beyond.
I know I'll never get tired of traveling through this mine. The last coal was mined here in 1963. After that, mining was done at Portal 32, higher up on Black Mountain. Altogether, from 1917 to 1963, over 120 million tons of coal were mined at Portal 31. About the time they closed Portland, U.S. Steel sold the houses to the miners. Many were able to buy their homes for less than $1,000. By 1963, Lynch had its first elected city council, so it was no longer a company town, but an incorporated city with over 1,000 residents. Today, most of the mineral rights and the 19,000 acres of land that were owned by U.S. Steel are owned by the ACIN Corporation, LLC. Mining still goes on in the region, but there's less room and pillar mining, like you've seen here in Portal 31. Technology has progressed so that most of today's coal mining is done by longwall mining, strip mining, and mountaintop mining. You know, in the 46 years that this mine was open, it played a pretty big part in helping create the industrial might of America in the 20th century. It helped to win 2 world wars.
Look at that. All right. Bright light. Wow. Look at that. That was incredible. That was amazing. All right, guys, so that was an incredible tour. I am blown away. Barely made that tour. Thankful that I was allowed to join this. I did not know I needed a reservation, and it was so last minute I had to jump on. I haven't even paid yet, so I'm gonna go back into the gift shop and pay. Gave a little tip here. Shout out to our mine guide for being so courteous. That was really nice of him. So make sure you have your reservation. Go online. Don't be like me. Get a reservation before you come out here, because as you can see, there's limited seating for each tour. One more look at the mine cart before we go in. Look at this. This is where we went. It was very smooth. There were some parts where we got, I'd say we rolled pretty fast, but nothing too crazy. The seats are pretty wide, pretty big space. So pretty much anyone can, you know, come aboard one of these cars. Check out the timeline here. Oh, this is really nice. This is the whole timeline of the coal mine industry here in Lynch. And that's basically what we did inside. They asked me to kind of mix it up and not show the whole thing. But we went through the mine and we took the ultimate tour and education understanding of how the mine actually worked and what went on here. Really cool. This is where it began. So it starts here in 1900 and goes all the way down to current time. There was a sort of feeling imprisonment in some people's minds, but most of the people were appreciative of the coal company providing them their lifestyles. Jim Vincini. All right, heading back into Portal 31 Lamphouse to actually pay my tour. Pay for my tour. That was amazing. All right, just paid up. Cash your card. They do have t-shirts in here. Look at this. Mine Portal 31, Lynch, Kentucky. One of the scenes in there. The opening of the mine. I like this yellow one over here. Check this out. Got the mule and the cart. Those scenes, those animatronics, they were legit well made. Very realistic at some times. Very creepy too. And there is some antique mine equipment on display here in the gift shop. Old first aid kit, lunchbox, lanterns, helmets, some old photographs. Check this out. There's Portal 31 right there. 1940, before World War II. Old pickaxe here. It's a really nice one here. United Mine Workers of America, golden anniversary. I don't know what's going on over here, but I hear voices. I think some of the audio is going off right here. Hear that? That's creepy. So cool. I walked back up here one last time so you can see the cart. That's where the tour guide was driving us. Come check him out, Portal 31. It's a great time. Best 20 bucks you'll ever spend. 21 bucks actually. I hear water dripping back there. Such a wonderful experience, one of my favorite ever. Impulsive, improvising, impatience, impunity, knowing not enough. Like these old billboards here. Check this out. U.S. Steel's motto, safety first. Really cool poster. And check this out. Someone has opened a shaft right there that you can walk into. Or maybe it's an old one. So that conveyor was loaded right here. Or maybe actually went into the mine. And here it is. Just still laying here. Looks like it's full of grass. Check out this coal. Wow, that's amazing. It's a cart full of coal before the conveyor belt. The world's largest triple. One sat right there. It's really neat. All right, let's go get some coffee. Behind Lamphouse number 2 here, now Portal 31 Lamphouse, the old Lynch fire station. That's awesome. Built in 1921. right next to the mine. And it is currently, oh wow, welcome to Lynch City Hall. That's a really cool building. And I see not only the fire station slash police department. And this is right across the street from this building, which we'll read what that is. And the sign right here says, this was once the office and bathhouse to the mine. The general superintendent, accounting, safety engineering, and personnel departments, as well as providing bathing facilities for the men and foremen. So there's a bunch of showers in there as well. So this was the main office for Portal 31. You might remember about a month or so ago, I was at the Coal Creek mining area in Tennessee mine country. That was a very cool experience. I'm fascinated, and I look forward to checking out more stuff just like this. Check this out. This stream that we saw run by earlier in the video, little up ways, sits in between the road here. There's the bathhouse. Look how long it is. Really pretty. And it flows, check this out, it flows right underneath the coffee shop, Lamphouse Coffee Shop. Oh wow, that's kind of scary. We're gonna go inside there. That's really neat. I've never seen anything like this before. Lamphouse Coffee, I love it. Themed, a themed coffee shop for today's adventure. A little waterfall. Okay, so this actually used to be an old restaurant. It says right here on the sign, this structure was completed in the early 20s. Because of its location astride Big Looney Creek, it was built of brick instead of native sandstone to reduce the weight. The restaurant was famous in the region for its foot-long hot dogs and chili, as well as full-course meals. It seated 30 people at a U-shaped counter. Often patrons would be lined up 4 and 5 deep waiting for service. The restaurant closed in the early 60s. Pause for the bikers. They closed in the early 60s with the reduction in labor force and closing of number 31. So there you go. The closest restaurant to the mine. Of course, they were busy. A lot of hungry miners. Looks like they're also open Tuesday through Saturday, same hours. Oh wow, this is really nice. Nice coffee shop. Can I take a little banana moon pie too? Sounds good. Okay, so they got t-shirts, they got hats, they got coffee you can take home, homemade cupcakes, cake bites, and oh cool, they have their own coffee cups. It's got the Lamphouse right on it. Here's the same building in someone just pointed out to me, it's taken in 1948. It's a police officer, a crossing guard. These little girls are crossing the street here, and he's obviously stopping the traffic. And there's the old sign. It's really cool. It had a phone booth right there too, and you can see some of the old structures that are no longer there behind.
So they could act like they were segregated. Like coal miners would sit on one side of the 4-foot wall, white coal would sit on the other.
Oh
Yet they saved each other's lives all day long.
Yeah.
And when they came out, they were all black. That's what they say. They laughed today. We were all black when we came out.
Oh.
And then they had to come in here and act like they were coming in one door and one the other. So we put 4-inch screws all the way around that door. It'll never open again.
Okay.
Everybody comes in one door.
Everyone comes in one door. I love that.
There's some juice,
Thanks, man.
Juice for your video.
I appreciate that. It's a nice place you got here. All right, so I just got some history from the owner. Original wood floor, original tile floor. So in that 1948 photo, there's a phone booth right there on the corner of this building. There was another building sitting right next to it. Crazy how things change over time, and how cool it is that now in the last 150 years or so we have photography, and now the last 50 or 60 years video, even more than that. We can document the then and now comparisons. That's really cool. That's one of my favorite things to do. See old photos, match them up today, experience the history. This is by far one of the greatest experiences of that right there. This is so cool, guys. Nice coffee too. The coffee's really good. Nice and smooth. All right, I walked across the bridge to see the bear. Check this out. Piece of art. He's made of coal. And inside the bear, or on the bear I should say, we've got a mine cart, a miner, a mine shaft, little scene going on there. Edward A. I think it's Ilcuhim, 12-3-13. Really neat that he's made with coal. Very detailed. Check out the old train here. There's some trees growing up in it. Seen some better days. There's some history we can read. It's also got a caboose. The U.S. Steel train engine was restored and painted by GFWC Kentucky Tri-City Women's Club volunteers and funded by Tour SEKY Paint the Town Project 2010. So it hasn't been painted in 15 years. USS Steel Company, that's really neat. And also this caboose, it says 1917 on it. It looks like you can crawl up there and go inside. Oh, check this out. Whoa, I just did this a couple months back in Florida. Walked all the way through a train car. Didn't think I was gonna do this today. This is really neat. This must have been, yep, there's the porthole or the bathroom. Neat. And here's the train station. And I was noticing out back, there's an abandoned structure over there. Let's check that out. These are the old train tracks where the coal would come in and out. Mostly going out, I assume. This over here, door wide open. Portal 30 Lamphouse. So somewhere over here on this side, over there's Portal 31, over on this side was the entrance to Portal 30. And there's a nice little stream pouring out of Portal 30 Lamphouse. It is flooded. Look at this. Check out the giant moth right there. Wow. Okay, yeah, you don't want to go in there. It's full of water. That's pretty incredible. Portal 30. As the Lynch population grew, the need for clean drinking water increased. United States Steel mined 2 entries, one into Looney Creek and the other into a stream called Gap Branch. The water from the locations allowed that portion of the mine to fill and create a water reservoir. From here, the water flows to the water treatment plant. And when they constructed it, I don't think they ever would have guessed that one day it would just sit here and water would be pouring out the front door. It's pretty incredible. You can see where the windows were patched up. Looks just like Portal 31, the Lamphouse we were just in. Nice little walking trail here. I think, oh wow, there's a campground. Portal 31 campground. There's a few people staying here. Whoa. Guys, this is an entrance to an old mine shaft. Okay, wait a minute. All right. I thought maybe these 3 brick buildings house the power, the dynamite, primer cord, blasting caps, and clay dummies, which were used to blast coal from the coal seams. So these are bunkers where they kept all that stuff. Can imagine there's nothing left in here. But at one time, ooh, there's a hole there we can look through. It's gonna be kind of spooky. Wait for it. Ready? See any ghost in there? Any dynamite? It's very dark. That's pretty creepy. Yeah. What an educational stroll. And this just keeps going. I see signs everywhere. And just look how beautiful it is here. Lynch, Kentucky. Once a major metropolitan area, thousands of people living here with all the mining going on, just out in the middle of eastern Kentucky, in the middle of nowhere really. I can imagine what life might have been like here, not just for the miners, but for the miners' families. I saw in the coffee shop, there was an old theater that used to sit out here. I can imagine, you know, going up and seeing a movie and knowing that your significant other, or maybe your father, was in the mine out here working. Maybe you were dreading the fact that one day that you might work in the mine. A lot of energy out here. Guys, come and check out Portal 31 if you're interested and that type of stuff, it is one of the best things you'll ever do. That was amazing. I want to thank them so much for being so kind to me. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to come for the website. Make sure you get your reservation. Don't be like me and just show up. Someone else did it as I was exiting and paying earlier. They did the same thing. So it's very easy to do, but make sure you know they know you're coming before you come out here. And I want to thank you all for sticking to the end. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor. Give the video a thumbs up. It helps me and it helps this video. It helps the word get out there about this attraction. So I really appreciate that, guys. And if it was your first time here, subscribe below and come on back, because as I always say, there's always much ahead. I'm gonna head back to my car. Know that you're awesome, know that you're loved, and no matter who you are, what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. Hey, I'm vlogging here. Uh-oh, could be the ghost of a miner. Wow, look at that. Don't want to fall in right here. That water might feel nice though, but not the falls. See what I did there? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back to Lynch and to Portal 31. That was a great time. So I'm pulling out here, an alarm went off. Maybe testing. No, it sounds like a fire engine. That was kind of spooky. All right, guys. Doing some construction here. I'll see you guys.